Hi everybody, welcome to this autumnal Friday. The sun's popped out, I don't think that's going to last. Right, now, this is serious, we've got notes. This is a first. Now last week, or last vlog we were on, we discussed graffiti. That was a can of worms, wasn't it? Should have left the lid on that one. Oh my gosh. Overall I think the consensus was we don't like it, but we don't know what to do about it. The only glimmer of hope came from Michael in Poland, who said that yes, they have graffiti over there, but very little. And he says he thinks it's because the regime there is very tough. So there you have a link between punishment and offence, I suppose. So if the punishment is harsh enough, then they don't do it. Anyway, yes, that's a sticky patch, isn't it really? David Bennett commented that there's graffiti in Lulworth Cove, which, if you don't know it, it's a very nice coastal resort, if you like. I think it's a World Heritage Site, to be honest. And some people have gone up onto the cliffs there and daubed graffiti. I think that's on. John Sparks says it spoils a lot of his photographs. Graffiti daubed on things that you want to photograph, it just doesn't look right, does it really? It's a mess. But then you've got the other side of it where, check notes, Richard doesn't mind if it's well done. I think he's going the Banksy route there. But our neighbours get into position. I think he's going the Banksy route there, because Banksy is a graffitiist, isn't he? At the end of the day, he daubs paint on other people's property, so he's a graffitiist. But anyway, Louise jumped in and said, well, perhaps that's the modern way that youngsters communicate these days, through graffiti. Perhaps a bit like punk rock. We older generation don't understand it, don't like it, don't want it. It's just the younger generation. I mean, my father-in-law hated the Beatles. Go figure, hated the Beatles. And then we have Video Galore says we should embrace it as art, and he cites that there's a section on the Honeybourne line from Cheltenham where you actually get tourists come to look at the graffiti. Can you imagine that? And he put in a link there to the local newspaper that confirms that people actually come to see graffiti. Well, where does that put us, folks? Beats me. Move swiftly on, I think. Last week then was Sharpness, a nice trip round Sharpness. Quite a few people enjoyed that one, and we had a comment from Adrian. The hotel there, I was wondering what the name of it was, and the name was Severn Bridge and Railway Hotel. There you are, another mystery solved. And Adrian says that the station was, in actual fact, just the other side of the road where we crossed that Redstone Bridge. We looked over the edge and couldn't see a thing. Well, the station was actually there. So I dare say if you went down there and started grovelling around, you might very well find some good stuff down there. It looks a bit overgrown. That's a winter pursuit, I fancy. And as to the railway as a whole, the Berkeley Heritage Preservation Society, I forget what their proper title is now, but they're in negotiations with Network Rail to try and take over some of the rails around there and actually run a steam engine. Can you imagine steam engines again running around Sharpness? Wouldn't that be gorgeous? Wouldn't that be wonderful for photographs? Hope that comes off. They certainly said it sounded positive, but quite where Network Rail would then park their nuclear flasks overnight, I'm not sure, because that's about all they use it for at the moment, I think, is to keep the nuclear flasks out of the way while they get rid of the daytime traffic and then take them away, if they're still doing that, of course. And the power station down there, Barclay, is being decommissioned for quite some time now, so they should be getting near the end of that. Right, good. Now, that was Sharpness last week. Next week, don't like to break it to you folks, but we're not going railway next week, but we are going aeronautical. We're going down to Aerospace in Bristol. Wonderful museum, and of course it houses Concorde. So icing on the cake, Concorde down there. That thing has presence. You walk in the hangar with that thing and it has presence. It really does. And then when you think, there's loads of stories associated with it. I tried to cover most of them in the video. But when you think that the design process started on that in the 1950s, here we are 2020, we've got nothing remotely near it. What a wonderful machine that is. So come with me down there and we're going to have a look around. Tim, as always, will threaten to bring his virtual sandwiches and his virtual pudding with him, but we know Tim by now, we'll have to put up with that. So I'll pay for the tickets. I'm in a generous mood. I'll pay for the tickets. You just turn up next Friday and we're going to have a look around. I'll catch you there.